back to Non-Standard Actions, Series 5, Strength of Thousands. This is episode 6, Ceaseless Buzzing. Certainly nothing to do with more bugs. I don't know what you're implying. Joining me around my virtual tabletop today are my wonderful friends and players, Jet, Joel, Kat, Tom, and Leif. Say hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Oh, you're the perfect nerds after my own heart. You do it right every time, unlike some people.
I'm not gonna play your game.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nick would be staring at our good friend from Series 4, or Series 3, I guess.
Roar.
Or was the one that we just wrapped up, to get to Series 5.
Series 3's
Right.
getting lapped, Leif.
Come on, Leif.
Yeah, it is.
Keep track of all
Three
of the
is-
shows that we've done.
No, but so really it's not my fault.
No, it's Jet's fault for running a game that is so long and wonderful.
Like to blame Conrad.
How can we? I don't think we can do that. He's new.
Literally the newest guy.
I can blame Conrad. I think Conrad would agree with me.
Unfortunately, he cannot hear you through my headset.
That just means
You should
that
tune in, if you're not already tuning in on Thursday nights for Series 3, Rise of the Star-Lords, you absolutely should. Our icebreaker today, we're going to get into a little bit of backstory with our good friends here. How many siblings does your character have? And who is your parents' favorite? This one comes from Fat Drunk Ninja. This is a really good one. I quite like knowing more backstory about your characters that you might not have planned on me asking you about. Jet, how many siblings does Akina have?
5.
Who is their parents' favorite?
She has 5. I think Akina's probably the favorite because she's got the most tutelage under her belt from her 3 parents. But some of the other siblings have taken after individual parents a little bit more strongly than, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want names or any of that nonsense. I have cousins and grandparents, all that stuff plotted out.
Yeah, put that in the Series 5 channel one of these days for folks to look at, because I know you have a lot of family planned
Yeah.
out.
Oh, I don't know if it was obvious. I decided that the Anati people, like polyamory was like the default.
I love it.
And they're super accepting of non-binary or like all that stuff. That's
Yeah, there are people of community, right? That's community is a big thing for them, so I could definitely see that being the norm.
I dig it. Joel, what about Elias?
Well, Elias is an only child. He's actually adopted. So he's got like a Mr. Turner from Boy Meets World relationship with the one of the village blacksmiths in Riddleport. So he was taken under his wing, and so I guess this blacksmith also didn't have any children. So by default, Elias was the favorite child. But again, the relationship growing up probably wasn't super like what you would think, like doting love, things like that. But it was very much like, this is what you need to do to survive, especially in a city like Riddleport. So the way that he treated him as a favorite was like by showing him respect and deeming him as like an intellectual or physical equal, sort of. So it wasn't, I guess that's if you would define that as a relationship or as a favorite, like that's relationship of mutual respect with his adopted father situation.
Very nice. Kat, what about Revi?
So Revi has about 47 siblings, but it's kind of hard to say who are blood related and who's not. Revi's little community just kind of raised all the kids in a little cluster of kobold chaos. As for who is the parent's favorite, everyone had their own favorite child, but Revi was probably nobody's favorite.
Oh,
It didn't really do much kobold trap making. They dabbled in it, but they weren't really that interested. They didn't really stand out.
well, now she gets to finally shine at school.
They're not shining very much yet.
Get there. Tom, what about Rix?
Rix is one of three. He is, chronologically speaking, he supposes the oldest child, although things get a little, like, it's sort of nebulous. He's Fae, so like there's like, oh yeah, Mom told me that I was probably the first one born, but things got a little weird here and there. So Rix is pretty sure he's the oldest. He also maintains that it doesn't matter who his parents find are the favorite, find to be the favorite. He thinks that he knows that his parents love him, regardless of whether or not he's the favorite, and love his two siblings, of course. But this is, of course, just classic oldest sibling talk, and we all know deep down that Rix is probably the favorite child.
The oldest sibling knows that they are really their favorite. Right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was here first.
We can do no wrong.
You know you like me best.
Yes.
Also, my younger siblings are such screw-ups. What? Why would you like them more?
Real quick, I love that of the three of us, I think all of us, we have siblings the exact same age as us.
What do you mean?
Didn't you say? Because you're not sure who's the oldest, so I was like, they must have all been born right around the same time, the exact same age, like 47 siblings, all from the same creche, and Akina's 5 other siblings. They all hatched at the same time.
Right.
Yeah.
Because eggs.
Because eggs.
Speaking of eggs, Leif, what about Maruk?
Speaking of eggs, what's that supposed to mean?
You're a bird. I'm betting you come from eggs.
That's actually a really interesting question. I'm pretty sure that that they are hatched out of eggs, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Maruk doesn't appreciate all these prying questions into his family and past, but no, of course he's an only child, so naturally he's the favorite, and he would thank you to please stop asking questions about his family.
I'm a little bit concerned about Maruk, because usually Leif is the one with like a 50-page backstory. Just, saying.
Oh, there's definitely a 50-page backstory kicking around back there.
No,
They're just hiding it behind smoke and mirrors right now.
You say you're an only child. Did you make yourself an only child?
No.
Well, certainly not.
That said, can I make the audience roll for perception to see if I'm lying? Like, do we need to do that? I think it's just implied at this point.
You're always lying. Just assume Maruk is lying. All right. On that note, got some good notes on siblings here. This is great. Let's recap for our hero point. What happened last week at the Magambia? Jet. You're talking to yourself, Jet.
In the kitchen, there were bugs and we beat them up.
There were indeed bugs in the kitchen, and you took care of those bugs. You showed them who was boss. Oh no, where's my thing? Joel, what else happened last week?
Yeah, so last week we also did our first foray into Fight Club. We were talking to my dwarven friend whose name is escaping me right now. Hybrum, there it is, yes. Hybrum was telling us about the Fight Club that was happening, and apparently there were 3 rounds of combat. We don't know for sure, though, because we didn't make it past round 2. But
there were
fought,
3 rounds of combat, yes.
We fought valiantly, didn't die, so there's that, and lived to try again some other time this semester. But we'll get another chance.
You will. It's true. Kat, what else?
We saw more bugs. We went to the speakers stage, and I'm pretty sure that's where we went at least.
Yes.
And we started hunting little water scooters, which are my favorite kind of bugs. So I think it's funny that Revi did well in catching them. We struggled to make a net. It was kind of entertaining. And we also put on a lovely performance for the people who were gathered around expecting something to be seen. So, impromptu performance. It was fun.
And you got a token of appreciation.
Yes.
There was a name for that guy. Just might come up again at some point.
Why not?
Oh, most certainly not.
Does anybody know what foreshadowing is?
It'll never come up ever again. His name was Asanda. He was one of the 11 magistrate mayors that governed Natambu.
Doesn't sound important.
No, not at all. Tom normally would be next, but we're going to come back to Tom in just a minute. Leif, what else happened last week?
Oh, goodness. Well, we fought giant centipedes, and that wasn't so scary. And then we also fought in that round robin combat. We heard about how Elias did, but Maruk and Revi, they got the one with the broken hit points. It was like something happened and it accidentally got swapped to like 9999 hit points or something. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it was definitely a bug and not the wizard not having any fire spells.
Totally, absolutely 100% a bug and not me not having fire spells.
Yeah.
Thank you for recognizing.
Definitely, they were all T-posed. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you.
I mean, it wasn't that you were rolling poorly and they were rolling amazing, because Kat only one-shot one of the two foes you had.
True. And Tom wasn't here last week. Rix vanished in a puff of purple smoke at the beginning of the session. Where did Rix vanish to, Tom?
Rix vanished into the company of a certain wizard. This wizard's name, perhaps I don't know, Nick. Do you? How mysterious do I want to keep this?
I guess it really. How much do you want to tell your cohort mates? I suppose.
Well, Rix.
Some of them will meet her at some point.
Okay. Yeah, probably. Rix will definitely share the news of this to his friends, but we can simplify it by saying that Rix was summoned to, which is funny, he's a summoner. The summoner was summoned by a wizard named Zostra.
Al-Kahir.
Zostra Al-Kahir, who made an interesting proposition to Rix. She propositioned Rix to go into some, practical studies of fairy tales, specifically tales told by and involving fairies. Some real fairy tales, if you get my meaning. And so Rix, of course, being a folklorist and a tale spinner himself, happily accepted. Megara was also very interested to sort of see more of Rix's sort of heritage, if you will, in these stories. And so the two of them sort of lived out some fairy tales in a somewhat controlled environment.
You think it was? You're pretty sure?
I was safe the whole time. That's what Zostra tells me.
Yes, she did repeatedly tell you that it's totally safe. I promise.
Of course.
So you were propositioned to live out some fairy tales with this teacher. It's funny.
Not a teacher. Definitely not a teacher. Right?
Totally a teacher.
Oh. Okay.
She doesn't live on this plane. That's all.
She did teach me about fairy tales.
She's totally sanctioned by the Magambia.
This is just getting worse and worse.
This university, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which university do you go to again?
The Magambia, of course.
Yes, that one. That's where I teach.
Do we need to go to someone like the dean?
If it's any consolation, we did try and sense a motive before we completely ignored you for the week. We're like, is this a problem? We didn't roll super high, so we just kind of moved on. So glad to see.
It is worth noting, as I told the rest of the party, the Mogambia has some pretty powerful magical defenses, and you haven't really pissed off anyone, powerful enough that they would break through them. So anybody breaking through to steal you is pretty powerful. So they're either sanctioned or they're very powerful.
Or there's nothing we can do about it.
Yes.
That doesn't make it better.
No.
Doesn't it? Oh, you'll learn all about Zoe as time goes on. She did seem fairly friendly.
Oh yeah, and I mean the happy
little
news
bit
is
batty.
Rix came back, and he seems fine.
Yes, she did send you back after dinner with her lovely partner Aiden, who is like super pale and may have had some zombies following him around, and their son Sebastian.
Ah. Well,
nothing wrong with that.
Who may have asked you a million zillion questions about the Mogambia and what life outside this pocket dimension is like.
Rix happily, of course, tells the tales.
You notice that Sebastian looks nothing like Aiden at all.
That's probably fine. Stranger Things.
It is fine. He's notably the son of a pirate who, Zostra did not stay with.
I was going to say, he's notably a red crab, which means he's undead, because they're only red after they're boiled.
No, Aiden is undead. Very high-level characters from other campaigns. Notably, one of the few people to do something about giving a bard a printing press. But that's neither here nor there. I do need a study roll from you, Tom, to reflect Rix's practical knowledge gained by this study of fairy tales.
Oh, excellent. So this is for my main school, which is, I definitely know it. I am a Cascade Bearer. Right. 2 weeks. Which is Arcana, anything but nature of the magical skills. So it's going to be Arcana.
Cascade Bearer. It's okay, now it is in my notes as well. Yes, good.
Yes, of course. It's a 13. Let me see if I got any. Can I take 2 + 1s? I think the going DC was 15 last time.
The DC I believe is 15 for level 1. Are you already level 1?
13. I could be very greedy and just wipe out all 3 of these +1 to any rolls. They were all from 2 are from last month.
Do it.
Hey, go for
Wipe
it.
them out.
Go for it.
All right, we're wiping them
Clean
out.
out the cupboard, yeah.
Thanks, friends. All right.
It'll be enough to get you to level 2.
Nice. I don't remember what that does, but I'll look it up off mic.
Level 2, I believe, is the one that grants you.
It's steeped in history +1.
Yes.
It's a circumstance bonus to recalling knowledge about your chosen branch and parts of the school and whatnot.
Oh, that's fun. Okay. Cool beans.
All right. So it's Rix pops back probably the next day after the tournament. Elias is feeling pretty good. Maruk and Revi are probably still a little bit stinging from that encounter, even though their physical wounds have been healed. And Rick sort of pops back into existence. And then, school sort of goes on as normal for a while. You're going to your classes, you're hanging out with your friends, you're getting to know everybody, you're getting to know your way around campus better. When, one weekday, Teacher Ott summons you to his office, which also happens to be in the Heron Archives, and says, I have a favor to ask of you. He looks up from the many books arranged around him with a furrow in his brow. Some research materials I need are missing from the usual reference libraries. I've had initiates look for them with no success, and I've spoken with the other professors to see if perhaps what I need has landed in one of their more private collections. Again, no success, and I now know where they aren't, which tells me where they must be. He pulls out a detailed map of Magambia's grounds. This building here, let me also ping on your fantastic map here. This building here.
Tree Stump Library.
He places a lens from his desk over what appears to be a round dormitory, magnifying it. Hasn't seen use in... he shrugs off. He trails off and shrugs before continuing. It was carved from an enormous stump as a dormitory, but was being converted into a library before the project was abandoned. Please see if these 5 books are there. He hands you a short list. Return them to me regardless of their condition. I would appreciate anything else you feel would be relevant or worth salvaging as well. The list has 5 books on it. The first is Studies on the Habits and Migration Patterns of Birds and Drakes of the Continent of Garund. I will pasta these into chat. The second is an expanded history of the lesser-known peoples of the Mwangi Expanse. Third is The World Between Worlds, Exploring the Planes and Demi-Planes, Volume 4. Treatise on the Various Communicative Methods of Non-Vocally Projecting Entities. And Collected Field Notes of Druid Mata This looks like Digiman.
Digimari.
Digimon? Digidestined.
Digimari.
Yeah,
Digimari.
it's Digimari.
There's an I on the end. I was missing the I.
So we're not the Digidestined. Darn it.
You're not the Digidestined. Not today.
We're too old for that.
Are you? Are you too old for that?
Only children are digidestined. Haven't you seen the show?
I mean,
Not
Revy's
hardly
pretty
at all.
young, aren't they?
I'm not 12 years old anymore.
This is where we find out that Maruk is actually like 2. Just pretending to be old as heck.
That would be great.
Can't hide from my magical girl destiny, I guess.
Nope. You were just destined to be a magical girl and not a grumpy old man.
That'd be
What's wrong with
glorious.
you? So, that is your quest, Teacher Ott, is to find these books in the Tree Stump Library.
Question.
We will be happy to do this.
Question.
Mhm.
Well, actually, maybe 2-part question. One, the opening that you read after we leveled up, do our characters know about that? And 2, was Druid Mata Digimari, was she mentioned in that? Was she the lady from that? Or is that,
So here's
would I
the
not know?
opener.
I feel
No.
like I've heard that name. Okay.
I don't think you guys have run across that name before.
Just a young woman. She was
Okay.
not named in the opening.
I mean, if you read the Mwangi Expanse book, maybe she appeared in there. It's not ringing any bells, but it's been a while since I looked at that.
Okay. Never mind.
I would imagine these stories are probably things that are coming up in your classes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Come to think of it. Oh, wait, no, I don't have that yet. Never mind. Sorry.
Because as we receive these books, I'm like, are these just coincidences? These books are lost, but that's kind of what's going through Elias's mind, is knowing that there's been some mischief going on around here, to see if maybe something's connected. But
Teacher, is there a reason that this dormitory's conversion stopped, or was there some sort of structural weakness or bugs or what?
Believe interest was just lost in making the conversion. It was a long time ago.
All right. So it
Why
should
would they stop
probably be
making a
fine.
library? Sorry.
We already have 2 libraries, Revy. I mean, you know.
But this one's in a tree.
Yes, that would be
really-
so much cooler.
It is very
Indeed.
cool.
It would have been quite an accomplishment had it been finished. But universities, projects get started and then never come to fruition. It's just a part of the cycle.
Feels like a waste to not utilize that building, though.
We have plenty of buildings. But as I said, anything you can find that may be left there. I have a special knack for restoring books, so.
Oh?
I don't mind if they're damaged. Please bring back anything you find.
Maruk raises a feathery eyebrow at this.
Well,
Have eyebrows?
I imagine he's got great big caterpillars of eyebrows. Yeah, that's just in my head, though.
So Peter Capaldi's attack eyebrows.
Yeah, exactly.
Did we? Let's look. He does indeed. He's got a bit of an eyebrow there, yes.
you should have described Maruk as Peter Capaldi, but as a giant bird.
Oh, now that's there forever. Capaldi, but a bird. Got it.
I'm watching
Perfect.
through Doctor Who Capaldi's seasons right now, so that's
Capaldi
that's
is
what
fantastic.
he is.
I adore Capaldi.
Oh.
It's very much like he plays that line of like I might be the first Doctor all over again. Ah ha ha.
Yeah.
Very well.
Oh, I never even thought about that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the never mind. We're not gonna get into Doctor Who today.
No.
I made enough Doctor Who references when describing the thing to Tom earlier in the week.
Non-standard phone booth, the non-standard action Doctor Who fan cast.
We'll talk about that's half hour after the show.
Yes, that's the half hour after the show.
All right.
Come on Discord and talk to us about Doctor Who. We would love to talk your ear off all about Doctor Who. Would you all like to head to the Stump Library?
Yes, please.
Yeah, let's do it.
Revy's already out the door.
Revy's gone. So the entire section of the campus where this Tree Stump Library is all overgrown. It's not just the library itself. It looks like this whole section of campus hasn't really been used in a while. And the tree itself is wrapped in overgrowth. Upper surface features several lightning scars, so it's unclear whether these strikes killed the tree or occurred later. Windows, just visible beneath the concealing vines, are covered with thick films of dust on the inside. The vegetation around the door has recently been hacked away, providing an easy entry, and a chain of silver bells lies discarded on the front step.
Is there any way to tell if there's any significance to the silver bells? Beyond possibly being a well, I wasn't even talking magic. Like beyond them possibly being an alarm system or magical, I was like, was there like religious significance or possibly something like that?
You will all recall that you helped set up some silver bells during your first week at your perquisite.
Oh, the warding.
To ward off gremlins.
And Rix's.
They do tend to cause discomfort to all if they're done with the ritual.
Rix still doesn't approach that one storage closet to this day.
Maruk, you don't sense that these are like ritual bells. With your aura reading there, I see you putting things in chat. But so these appear to just be like bells that were put up probably to ward against gremlins being on campus, even though they're not particularly magical. Y'all will recall from dealing with the Pugwampies in the beginning that the gremlins themselves are superstitious about bells, even though without the magic they don't physically do anything to repel them.
Akina casts light on her holy symbol.
And I'm not going to draw my weapon, but I will draw out my shield before we walk in here. I don't know if something foul is about here, but I will. I mean, it's not rude to have out your shield. So
Megara draws his fangs similarly.
Notably for your loot sheet, that garland of silver bells is worth 10 gold pieces.
No kid.
To give you a little bit of extra loot.
10 silver pieces or 10 gold pieces?
Gold.
Go!
Whoa.
Another
That's,
gold.
Gold, and then there's silver bells.
that didn't register at first, but holy crap, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Silver and gold, we might say.
What do you think, guys? Should we rehang these wards? Nah, let's sell them for gold.
Nah, those are at least 10 gold worth of silver bells.
Monsters. All of your monsters.
We go inside.
All right.
For the record, Revy does have their dagger out, not noticing that everyone else is being a bit more discreet.
First time in a library, Revy? No, I'm kidding. If you take those out.
I cannot see anything, Nick. Oh, wait, I moved slightly, and now there is a very, very dim...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you see now?
I can see, like, shadows, which means viewers can see shadows. Like, we see it's a grayscale and very dark.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on the Twitch stream. Try moving a token around, Chet.
That's, I
I
think
just
yeah.
I moved you guys a little bit. Like that's yeah, it looks like the heckin' like when you've explored already, right?
It's
That's odd.
it's very, very dim. Like, I can make out what's there, but I assume there's color.
There should
probably
be.
Doesn't have vision for some reason. Because we're all sharing vision, and I can see it move when Elias moves, but I don't know.
No, it got. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet there's no light on this map.
Akina did cast light on her holy symbol, so we would have a 20-foot radius.
Yes, the library interior is unlit. So yeah, let me. You're going to emit light.
Yep, 20 foot
20
bright,
feet?
and then 20
And
foot dim.
Oh boy, do I
Okay.
have dark vision?
Yeah, Rev has dark vision.
I feel like I have dark vision. But again,
Yeah,
it's been a while.
let's make
Maruk's
sure
lantern also
that's-
sheds 20 feet of bright light and another 20 feet after that of dim.
Maruk also has a
There.
lantern. Got it.
That's-
Let me give.
Significantly better.
Oh, I only have low light vision, so I'm relying on people's light. Wait. No, I'm not. I have my own light. Megara is now also a torch.
Megara is also a
Nope.
torch. All right, I'm making Megara a torch.
A giant glowing snake.
Oh, gosh.
Akina has the dumb eyes. She actually needs light.
I'm also low light, I believe.
Look,
All
Athena,
right.
with your special eyes.
Oh,
My
no,
bad.
no, Maruk, that's not me. I have to have this light, otherwise I'm helpless.
Ghost, you're right. He has a glow stick.
Yes. Just Rix reaches over and snaps Megara's tail a little bit, and Megara suddenly begins to glow.
No.
Megara's like, I hate it when you do it that way.
Crack those last two tailbones like a glow stick.
So a quick glance around this room shows that the circular room has been packed with shelves in every space that could viably fit one, and a few where it can't. Books are wedged in sideways or simply thrown on the floor, their pages smeared into illegibility. 7 closed doors lead to other rooms. Surprisingly, little dust sits on the floor or the shelves. Oddly enough, this map, despite saying it has closed doors, has no doors on the map. So,
Pack of roving house cleaners have been through here, it seems.
Or the librarians. a la
Dorothy,
Welcome
someone
to
was
Night Vale.
making a door fort, is what it was. They ran out of
yes.
doors, and they needed more doors for forts.
There must be a mistake. There's an initiative tracker up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna look past that.
there's no mistake.
strange.
Please roll me some perception initiatives as you enter this room here.
Oh no.
It's a library. Is there nothing sacred?
These baddies, in fact, do not find the library sacred, and I think that they are
Oh my
delightful in this way.
Considering I am playing a
roll.
character that is wisdom based and should be rolling good for initiative, I consistently roll awful.
Yeah,
Oh.
you've got a high modifier, my friend. It's just yeah. I don't know.
So
I feel
with
the same way
with
with
that
my
critical
ranger.
failure on that initiative, if you will allow me, Maruk is awestruck by this library and is probably going to step in a little ways to look at some stuff.
Ah, perfect. Yes.
Revy is just gazing about in awe and horror at what could be so beautiful.
And I forgot to click on my token when I rolled that, so that was done.
Oh no. Yeah.
I
Added
mean,
initiative for you.
okay. I was gonna say I could
There you
just
go.
roll again and then change it back.
That's also a way to do it, yeah. All right, let me sort this.
Well, at least we're alone
And-
here, according to the initiative tracker, that our
You're-
characters can see in front
You're
of them.
totally alone. Except that Revy sees these little oh look, I have a player handout. Sees one of these on top of the bookshelf.
Oh no, they're defiling the books. Stop
They
it.
are,
Oh.
in fact, defiling the books.
Oh no.
These like Revy's gonna multi-class ranger and pick favorite enemy, Scrit.
Yes.
Yes. Absolutely. These things are awful. I like as a GM, I was reading about them like these are the worst. They are book-eating gremlins.
Oh, well, the good news is we know that we can kill them because they're terrible.
They are terrible.
Rix cracks his knuckles. Magira cracks his neck.
They're terrible. You grab one end, I'll grab the other, and we'll pull.
Wait a second. Hold on, guys. Was that a pun?
Yeah.
Welcome. I'm back.
Oh,
We miss you,
it's so
Tom.
refreshing. I feel like I've been born again.
Revy, what do you do when you see this monstrous little monster atop the bookcases?
Oh. Oh man. What does Revy do? Well, Revy has a dagger out, and it's not as good as a bow. But we're probably gonna throw that dagger. Let's see. What's the range on that again? 10 feet. Okay. Not great.
Is that it?
You can throw and B, you just take minuses.
Yeah. We're still gonna move. That's still not. Moving's hard. We're gonna move up to the front there, just a little bit closer. And as they run up, just chuck that dagger at. Buttons are really hard. That buddy.
I give these guys some colors. Didn't
Yeah.
realize that they don't have any colors by default.
Did you mean to move there, Revy? Because you're standing on Maruk right now.
Oh, okay.
That-
You can't stand on Maruk.
Yeah, I know. Where do I want to stand?
You will have a better shot if you could like make it around the edge of the bookshelves.
Yeah. So I was here. I'm so sorry.
Worries.
We'll
Hard to be
do.
first.
I'm not used to it. Jeez. 2 move actions. Yeah, I got it to get around the bookshelf. So 2 move actions, and then chuck the dagger at red.
Perfect.
Boop.
Chuck that dagger. 25. Oh, opening strong tonight. That is gonna hit.
You don't
With
mess with
sneak
books
attack.
around Revy. What are you talking about, Will?
I mean, yeah, it must just be anger.
Revy just runs up and says, "Put that down, Chuck."
You do 2 piercing damage to that gremlin atop the bookshelf, which hisses at you. This orange one.
Wait. What? Don't I get
Wait.
sneak attack?
Oh yes, because it hasn't gone yet. So 6
Yeah.
more snake attack damage. Good catch, good call. So the scrit the orange in the back, there is going to cast spell. Let's see, what is the range on this? 30 feet. Well, that's right on the other side of the bookshelves there. Sweet. Or 4 contiguous 5-foot squares. Let me find some. I should have done this first. Oh, why do we not have any effects? That's obnoxious. I will draw them instead.
The old-fashioned way.
The old-fashioned way. This square is grease. This square is grease. This square is grease. And this square is grease. Greasy grease, grease, grease. All solid ground in the area is covered with grease. Each creature standing on the greasy surface must succeed at a reflex save or an acrobatics check against your spell DC or fall prone. Creatures using an action to move on to the greasy surface during spell's duration must attempt to save to balance. A creature that steps or crawls doesn't have to attempt the check or save. All right, so I need Elias, Akita, Bagheera, and Maruk to give me reflex saves or what did I say? Or acrobatics checks. Well, Bagheera is fine, obviously.
It's a nat 20.
Maruk falls down. Akina falls down. Elias falls down.
I'm gonna use my hero point to not fall down.
The only one
Well,
the only
you
one
can
without
try.
leg.
So will Maruk.
Nope. Rolled the exact same
Elias
number.
Still falls
Akina,
down.
Akina
Me
was.
too.
Still falls down.
Take my chicken token.
Hero points
Okay.
even good for, I ask.
Nope. Akina super falls down.
It was
You
not
all
meant to
fall
be.
down. Oh no. The Scrit giggles maniacally from the top of the bookshelf, and uses its last action to rubs its fingers along the page that it had in its hand. It looks directly at Revy as it does this, and just smears the ink off the page.
You're
That's its
next.
turn. Elias.
All right. So I'm gonna stand up,
All right.
and then I'm going to try and move with my second action. Let's see how immediately I fall again.
Now you can step or crawl.
Oh, I can. You say?
Yes. I mean it's slower, right? But
Well, I really can't pass this acrobatics or reflex. So even though I know I got a natural 1 because I already hit the roll button, I would like to just step twice if I can.
you
Ju-
absolutely can.
Just throwing this out here for our non-acrobatic
You
Elias. What's the rule for if you want to seal slide on your belly?
there isn't a rule for still sliding, but you can crawl. And if you crawl, you can move 5 feet and stay. You don't have to stand up, so you can do that 3 times and move 15 feet.
Okay, then I guess I'll do that, and I'll be prone on the ground over here outside of the grease. If that sounds, if you let me, little retcon action there, and I will belly crawl all the way over here. And that's where I'll be. That's 3 actions.
All right. Scrit the red, the one that Revy just hit with a knife. Gonna do a second verse, the same as the first. Agrees. This square. And this square. And this square. And this square. All the way around here. Revy, I need an acrobatics or a reflex save.
So mean.
They're very rude. Revy does manage to meet that DC and stay standing.
We're just lucky that the grease spell's been changed, so fire doesn't make it just go up and burn us real bad like it used to.
It is terrible. Or it was terrible, but it was great fun. You know, grease was a great spell that way. And then it is going to, well, it's not going to eat a book because that's 3 actions. It will jump down from this bookshelf is what it will do. Shwa! Now it is behind the bookshelf.
Oh,
Where did
bitch.
it go?
Oh,
No one knows. How much do they have? 25 feet. So it does actually dart around this way and hiss at a Revy.
oh, good.
Does it
Or
also have
wait,
to
no, it
make
does
that?
not want to be on the grease. No, it just.
I was gonna say.
It gets behind this bookshelf. Yes, with the last action, just to be an ass. This Scrit the blue. Guess what Scrit the blue does?
It
Casts
lays
grease.
down the book that it was eating.
No, it most definitely does not. It also casts grease all along the floor. Here. And then, sadly, they do not have a ranged attack. So it's going to going to cast Prestidigitation and make Elias's hair pink.
Joke's on you. I love it.
Scrit the green back here also casts Grease, catching his friend because he's a dumb on these squares over here.
So much grace.
Can I ask a dumb question? Just because I feel like asking.
Yeah.
Is this like a regular standard grease? Because regular standard grease is only 4 or 5 foot squares. It's not like 4.
Oh, you know, these are 10-foot squares.
Yeah.
4 contiguous. Oh, yes. That's a good
I just
point.
say that because I'm going to be crawling for the rest of
You
my
know
life.
what,
if this
Revy
entire
didn't fall
grease.
down. Let's just have them put them all there at the door, since they all went before anybody else got a chance. Anyway.
That sounds really
good
fair.
catch.
Thank you.
I was
Joel.
wondering. I was like, how are we going to do this combat?
That is
in the
a lot
lobby?
of grease. Yes.
You're going to have to
3,
call
4.
Teacher Ott to save me.
That is all the grease they can have.
They have they're casting 5th level grease at us.
Oh gosh, that would be terrible. We can't do this, class teacher. We're sorry. Yes, I tried to make that a lot harder than it was supposed to be. My bad. Yes, but Scrit the Green does in fact cast another grease there and hop behind this bookshelf. Akina.
Akina would like to stand up. And I'll take off the little icon there. Go away, little icon. And then Akina, because Scrit the Blue is within 30 feet of Akina, Akina will brandish her holy symbol at Scrit the Blue, and a font of divine fire will lance out of it and strike it. It's not actually fire, it just looks like fire, folks. But casting Divine Lance with my last 2 actions. 13 to hit.
That's a miss.
Yeah.
Sad
That's
day.
all I got.
Rix.
All
From
right.
the other side of the grease.
Remembering how to summon her. Rix is going to... So Megara's the only one that didn't fall down. Now remind me, is it every square that I go through I have to make a pronking reflex save?
It says moving on to. So I think you just get the 1 as you move on to the grease.
Okay. So moving... Okay. So if Megara were to move through where Revy is and onwards, would it be 1 reflex
I think
save?
it's just 1 reflex save.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you make one for every square. That
appreciate
seems
it.
ridiculous.
So Rix is going to, shout in Sylvan to Megara, go! And Megara just shoots forward through the grease, spraying off on either side. And hopefully this is going to look as cool as I wanted to in my head. Here's a reflex save for Megara. 14.
Megara falls down in the grease.
No, he doesn't. I'm going to make another try with a hero point.
Okay. Hopefully your hero point does better.
Trick's on you. It's a snake. They're already down there.
Tricks on
They
me.
were untrippable before, but yeah, no.
So-
Megara is just Megara managed to stay up when the grease first went down, but then Megara is a tube, who is now covered in grease.
Yeah.
We
It's very slippery.
we came here for an epic combat, and Roll20 said, nope, Benny Hill episode.
Yeah. So Megara, is it fair to say Megara is here in this square 1 to the south of him?
Yes,
Because
it is fair.
Okay.
And that was only 1 action, so
Yeah. All right. So
you can also crawl.
Rix is going to. Well, I also have access to a 2-action activity, Beast's Charge, which says I can stride twice. So would that afford me? Oh, but I'm prone, so I
You're
can't.
proud.
Yeah.
You'd have to
all
stand
right.
up and then
I might as well just pronking crawl through the grease, 2 squares, and end my turn. Yes.
All right.
I felt weird not taking 4 actions as a summoner. My turn is over.
All right, Maruk.
So I like to imagine Maruk walked into the building, and with that critical 3 initiative, saw something shiny on the ground and immediately was drawn to it. And then there's grease everywhere all of a sudden. He just kind of screamed and fell on his butt.
Very dignified, yes.
Very dignified, yes, and he's very upset that he was made such a fool of. And from the ground, fill me in here. I can cast spells still, right?
Yeah, you can still cast spells from the ground.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You don't have to stand up to cast anything.
Spellcasters hardly care about being prone, except when the big scary melee guy comes up to them and they're flat-footed.
Exactly. That's kind of what I thought. Great. All right. So, I guess last question. What are these things here? Are these bookshelves?
Yes, these are bookshelves.
Okay. Well,
So probably the problem here with being on the ground is like
Yeah.
the only one you can really see is sort of this blue one.
Yeah. Oh, can I see the orange one too? He looks.
Oh,
like
the guess the orange one's also on top of shelves. You can probably see its horrid little face.
Perfect. That's all I needed to hear. I can't in good conscience summon anything in one of these other aisles, but he can see two, which means they're both going to need to make me reflex saves.
Blue is going to handily make that reflex save, and so is orange.
All right. If they beat it by 28, then they take no damage. If they beat it by
No.
less than 28, they take 3 damage.
They will take three electric damage.
More damage than anyone else has done so far.
That's Revy.
No, except Revy.
Revy still has more damage on the board than you.
Maruk is just making a point of just ignoring Revy's accomplishments, I think.
Terrible. The worst.
Oh my god.
The worst
You have
kind
one
of
action remaining.
Oh, that's right, I do. How far can I crawl with one action?
5 feet.
5 feet? Oh, great. That's not going to do me any... No, it'll do me good.
But I mean, you might as well, right?
I'll crawl to there.
Okay. All right, back to Revy. Not in the grease.
Not in Grace. All right, let's do a quick knowledge check on these guys. That'd be nature, right?
I think they were nature or arcana. Even.
Let's do Arcana then. Ooh. I want to know what they are so I can get sneak attack. Yep, we're the hero point. We're doing it. 23. What are these guys?
There we go.
Oh man, you know all about these things because they are terrible. Oh, it is nature technically.
Oh, well, that's
Is there a significant difference?
2 less. 21.
Oh, that's still plenty. These are scrits. Gremlins that are the nightmare of scribes and librarians, as they delight in nothing more than destroying books, scrolls, artwork, and other records and writing. The oils on their skin smear ink and render text, even magical writing, completely illegible. Once they have smeared every page of a book, scrits devour them whole, absorbing the contents of the book. And after they eat books that they find stupid or funny, scrits hold skits for other gremlins, which mock the mortal authors for the amusement of the other fae. Notably, for combat with scrits, they are weak to cold iron. And like I said, they eat books. Their fingers are perpetually covered in smeared ink from the writing they've destroyed, and this ink mixes with their skin oils to create a disgusting, sticky poison. So if they scratch you, it is poisonous. And they can cast Grace and Prestidigitation.
Shocking.
Shocking.
All right. Well, second action, pull out the short bow. Third action, I would like to finish off red, but we'll have to go with orange. With
All right.
the shot. Oh,
Oh,
Pity.
even against flat-footed, 11 is a miss.
dang. Oh well. It'll die later.
Crit the orange, laughs at you. Hops off the bookshelf. And moves up next to you
Mm-hmm.
to scratch you. And it's 11, that's not gonna work.
Nope.
That's a 12, that's not gonna work.
Nope.
Alright, that's it, that's all it's got. Elias, you are out of the grease, friend.
Into the frying pan. Okay, stand up for my first action. Second action, are these bookshelves short enough for me to strike at something on top of them?
8 feet high.
I want to say I can do that, but I will leave it up to you.
You could try. I'll just give you I'll give him like some cover, effectively.
Okay. That's fair. That seems fair.
Because you're trying to hit something on top of a bookshelf. Seems legit.
Okay, I will move. And so for my third action, I'm going to do a shielded strike, which is my focus spell. So as I swing through with my Warhammer, my shield kind of raises instinctively with it. So just tried to T for target, but that's the wrong system. So let's just swing my Warhammer. Okay. 22.
Oh, that's a hit. Yes, very nice.
11 bludgeoning damage for Dr. Elias.
Ow.
He's actually at full HP. Just let me say it.
Yes. You are indeed at full HP. All right. That's great. Does not look very healthy anymore. Grit the Red will also dart around this bookshelf, getting up next to Revy and attempting to scratch her. With its sticky fingers, it's 15 to hit.
I forget my AC. That misses.
Tries one more time. The 9. That's definitely a miss.
Yeah, no.
Skirt the Blue jumps off the bookshelf onto trying to land on Elias's face. But because we don't want to figure out the rules for landing on Elias's face, lands next to him and attempts to scratch him. The 14 which I'm sure will miss, and then a 19.
Also a miss.
Rude. So very rude. And Skrit the Green will also dart around here and try to scratch Elias. The adventure summary. His fingers. Oh, that's a 12. Oh, that's terrible. And that's a 14. Oh, that's also terrible. Kina, I don't think you can see any Skrits.
I can't see orange.
Through your friends, it's probably got some soft cover there. But
okay, so this does not mechanically make sense, but narratively to me it makes sense. Akina is standing on 2 feet and slipping and sliding. She's going to turn into a giant spider so that she has 8 points of contact with the ground.
Like it.
Yeah.
Maruk's just gonna say, "Oh, I knew it."
Which that's one action. And then I got 2 more actions, and I guess I'm going to try and walk, which I think is going to result in a reflex save, correct?
yes. So if you make a stride, you can step without making one.
Well, let's just see. Maybe I'll be lucky.
You are lucky. You can absolutely stride across that.
So
Horrible grease.
hey, I get all the way up to Elias. That was 1 action. That was 2 actions. My final action. I guess I'll try bite Blue.
Bite that Skrit. It's gonna taste nasty.
This is the first time for this.
That's
awesome.
Yeah.
Akina is also mad about books being ruined. And crits and kills that Skrit.
Looks like
she's like
having a bit of fun.
Just plunges those fangs into that Skrit. Just pumps it full of venom from digestive acids.
Oh my god.
Dead Skrit. Rix.
Rix is going to call around the corner to Elias. Elias, do not worry. That was Akina. I saw her transform. Also, that's really cool, Akina. Then Rix will say to Megara, "Get up, Megara." And Megara will, because can Megara crawl? Well, no. If Megara crawls through Revy's space and then crawls again, that would be 2 actions. But standing up and moving would also be 2 actions. To stand
Not
up,
moving on to Greece. You're moving off of Greece, so you're fine there.
Has to stand up while on Greece. Is the problem.
Yeah. Standing up on Greece. Do I still need to make that save?
That is a good question. Let's say yes.
It's an annoying
Just so you have
spell.
to make 1.
Okay. But standing and moving would be the same action economy as crawling twice. Can I crawl twice?
Yes, you can crawl twice.
All right. Oh, but then I'm not standing. Okay. Yep, we're going to do that. Rix is going to boost Megara, and Megara is going to crawl once, and then Megara crawls twice and attacks Red from the ground.
Fair.
Yep, that's going to be it. With the fangs. So a bite from the ground. No.
Should have called this episode All Fangs.
Oops, all fangs. That's a 22 versus
That's a hit.
Red for 7 piercing damage.
Ow.
And that is my actions.
All right, Maruk. Still on the ground.
And he will be down here, content,
Looking like a fool with your bird on the ground.
asking for another pair. I am once again asking you for reflex saves.
Oh, for which ones? I'm guessing red and orange.
Red and orange, the two that Maruk can see.
Red made it, and orange fails.
6 to those who fail, 3 to those who don't.
You murder red.
Oh, yes, Maruk carrying the team again.
Like a fool with your wizard on the ground. Revy.
Revy kind of shoots a look at Maruk, pulls the dagger out of Red's body,
Mm-hmm.
and so that's one action.
Yes.
The glare wasn't an action.
No,
We're gonna
that's a
do
free
another-
action.
Yeah. We're gonna do another nature check to see if we can identify orange any further. Oh wait, it's the same one. Can I do it more than once on the same dude? I forget.
Yeah, we'll just make it harder.
Okay, cool. We're gonna try. Yeah, no.
It's not enough. though.
Yeah, and then stab with the dagger. Stabbity stab.
But a 20 is still enough to hit.
One damage.
1 more damage. You have no, you use your action to pull the dagger.
Yeah.
Scrit the orange yells retreat, and is going to run off in this direction. Elias.
Yeah.
I think so.
Elias has strong feelings about those who damage school property and is going to cast a spell into his Warhammer and strike out at this little scrit.
Do it.
Here we go. Let's call it
I believe in your ability to murder scrits. Crits?
Gouging Claw as this thing pierces as it comes back if a 19 hits for a total of
Yes.
18 points of damage.
That is a dead scrit.
Yes.
Ow. Anything else?
I suppose I'll move this direction very, very slowly in my full plate. Clang, clang, clang. That's my whole turn.
All right, Akina,
The
the danger spider.
danger spider, yeah. I don't. Judy had me distracted. I don't see any more of these creatures, but I suspect there's still at least one around.
Orange ran away, yes.
Ah, if we
In
saw
a
it.
downwardly direction. The way that is being pinged by, I believe, that's Leif in the pink.
Okay, so 1 action. Hey, I can see it now. 2 actions. And then bite? It's just giant spider just running and then just kind of narratively
no.
jumping up and trying to sink fangs.
Ah! Yeah, do it.
Wrong part of the character sheet. She is not a melee combat. Why am I rolling this well?
Yeah, you're rolling rocks. That is a hit.
3 piercing
Nice.
damage. She has no strength. She should not be hitting.
Kind of funny though.
It is still standing. Notably, this room is there is a giant wasp's nest. Faint
Oh,
echoing,
no.
faint buzzing echoes
Oh no,
around
they
this room.
No.
they better not be the kind of wasps that like burrow into a spider's body and then control their body like a mech.
Stop.
They don't appear to be yet, but Yes, there's a rather large wasp's nest against this back wall. Rix.
Rix is going to say, Megara, if you see any other, you have, leave to take them out. And Megara hisses back. Megara stands up, and then we will act together. Rix will boost Megara, and Megara will beast charge. Moving in here, striding twice with a speed of 25 feet. No, 35 feet because we took a lacquered attack. Megara can flank this jerk Skrit, and Megara probably saw the wasp's nest, but he doesn't care. He's focused on this Skrit. So Megara bites once with a +2 to damage. 12 versus flat-footed.
No, that's not enough.
Dang.
All right, Maruk.
Maruk. Oh gosh. So Maruk is going to stand as one action. Is he? Remind me. Is it possible to draw your weapon as you move in this system, or is that just a Starfinderism?
I mean, you used to be able to. I haven't checked. Does anybody check?
It's an action.
It's an
Thanks.
action. It is an action.
It is.
Sorry. You get 3 of them now. I guess
Boo.
that's the trade-off.
I accidentally.
Well, my action economy is garbage because I'm in Greece.
I need one more check as you move out of that grace, friend.
I thought it was only stepping onto.
It is, but I made
Shut up.
Tom make one. Or I was gonna make Tom make one.
Ugh.
Because we were not sure about the standing up, that I didn't want to look up the rule.
Well,
So one
then in
more
that case,
as you stand up and move out.
he's going to crawl for one action into Revi's space, stand up as another action, and then move to where he was.
Sounds good.
So
Revi
that's
only
3
reluctantly lets him into space.
Revy,
All
Maruk has
right.
crawled through your space.
And we're gonna go in front of Maruk. Oh man, hold on. How many actions are moving?
Oh man, Maruk, the stick in the mud, played a game of stick in the mud. Crawled under Revi's legs to free her up.
Where was I? I was right here. Sorry.
Yeah,
Listen up here.
yes, you were.
Can I go that way? Yeah, it's one move. That's one move. And chuck the dagger.
All right. Give me that chuck.
I will give you the chuck. Boop.
21 is a hit. 2 piercing damage.
No. Oh shoot. I forgot
What?
that I had another action.
Go ahead and roll me your knowledge check if that's what you wanted to do.
Yes. Okay. Well, it didn't do
Not
anything
enough.
anyway. Okay. Cool. Okay.
The Skrit screams, and tries to scratch that spider. Yes.
It's very easy to do so feel free.
16.
Oh, that just
scratch-
misses. No, wait, no,
Uh,
it just hits. It just hits.
5 piercing damage, and I need a fortitude save.
5 piercing damage. Oh wait, I had the wrong tool up. 1 second. Minus 5. You said fortitude.
Fortitude, please. Yes.
I am the most fortitudinous of spider you ever did see.
Oh, that's you don't feel so great. 2 poison damage, and you are sickened 1. And I'm gonna put a little marker on you. This has a max duration. 1 round. This is the first round, rather. And then the Skrit reaches out to scratch you again and misses at a 3rd time with a 17 for 2 more piercing damage. Elias.
Scream!
Okay.
That's what it said.
Elias is going to come up here and be able to get to right here and make a swing. Got no more fun tricks. Just the old Warhammer.
Just,
Oh, just 22 point natural 20.
Oh, gross.
Whoa.
Nothing special. Well, new high score. Did I break it? 28 natural 20 for 22 points of damage.
So Elias just like brings his hammer down on this script and it goes splat. In a puddle of ink splurts out from under the Warhammer, leaving you standing in a room with wasps. And I think that's a good spot to take a quick break. We'll be back at 10 till the top of the hour. Don't go anywhere, folks. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the break. I know we all did. We got to see some cute pets. We love cute pets. And we come back to our valiant academics standing in a room that is sort of full of bees, wasps, and Akina's not feeling very well.
No.
There is a max duration on this of 4 rounds.
Akina throws up. Blah.
Which makes her feel better for about 6 seconds. She needs to make a new fort save.
I can do that.
Or throw up again.
Which 11 is not enough. And you take 2 more poison damage. Does anybody have anything they would like to use in the intervening 6 seconds before she has to make another save?
Can I do something with medicine to help with this, or is that just persistent damage?
I
feel-
feel sort of persistent damage, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's caused by a poison, right? I don't know if I
Yes,
can
it is a poison.
inure her against that with
know if you
just
can
a
either.
medicine check.
And
I'm reading
the-
up on it right now.
Treatment might be longer than 6 seconds. As
First
well.
aid, no. Trained actions, treat poison, 1 action.
Aha,
You treat a
there you
patient,
go.
prevent the spread of poison. Attempt a medicine check against the DC. After you attempt to treat poison for a creature, you can't try again until after the next time the creature attempts a save against the poison. So basically, once
All right.
around, I can help her with this. So,
All right, give us that medicine check.
yeah, Rix will dash up to the party and say, "Oh, Akina, you do not look well. I'm not going to make this weird and stutter about how it's because you've changed shape, but I mean, you physically don't seem to be well. Let me help you." And he
I feel like she's kind
King
of
shirt
bobbing and weaving back and forth, not being stable, and just throwing up. Just
yeah, gruesome. Here's a medicine check against your DC. That's probably a fail.
That is indeed
Only a
a
13.
fail. Another fortitude save there, please, Akina.
another fortitude save. Yes, indeed. Sorry. My mom
Sort of the
texted
third
me.
round of oh.
That wasn't a 1
bad,
though,
no.
but that was probably a
Luckily
critical failure.
There's always 1 stage, so take it worse. But that is 3 more poison damage, and you are resickened.
Now, Akina, this is just like that one time that we walked in on, what's his name? The guy who brews stuff in his room?
Ignacy.
This is
Or
just
Desire. Which one are you
just
thinking
like
of? The
that one time that
alchemist
we
or
walked-
the brewer?
the guy who said that he could get us booze and stuff that one time.
Desire.
Chazire. This is just like that one time that we walked in on Chazire and he had tested a little too much of his own product and you're going to be fine. Don't worry. Here's another medicine check. That's a 25.
That's a crit success.
So
As a result, you get a +4 circumstance bonus to your next saving throw against this poison.
And you can absolutely throw up so you're not sickened, taking that -1, and then give me 1 more fort save.
Okay. So that's just the raw roll plus my fortitude. That's not plus
You're
4.
Yes. We got it.
For the last round, you feel better,
Good.
Akita.
Because feeling bad is bad.
Oh yes, very bad. The wasps in the corner don't seem particularly interested in you.
Perhaps we should all back out of this room now.
Is that little icon on my token? Is that still relevant?
I was gonna use it to count rounds in case we didn't forget, but
Okay. I wanted to make sure there wasn't something else going on. Akina does
no,
not
it
talk.
just had a maximum duration.
She just makes like weird little like screeing noises, like screech, 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 screech. The only thing she can, like the actions that she can do, it doesn't specifically say she can't talk, but as far as spellcasting goes, she can only do somatic, not verbal.
Okay.
I
So
thought they errated that. I might be wrong though.
unless there's an errata that I missed.
It's actually a limitation of the polymorph. If it has the polymorph effect, they really didn't want people to cast spells when they were animals.
Yeah.
So like
She
you
can
can't
do-
do any of that
yeah.
stuff.
She can specifically do spells that only have somatic requirements, which if I have mud, I can slap healing mud on people, but that's the only spell I can do right now.
Gotcha.
Fair.
Okay. Well, Rix, with Megara's help, ushers everybody out of the room before we draw the ire of these wasps.
Rabbits?
They don't seem to be aggressive. Like it's not a big enough swarm yet to be aggressive.
Could we address that situation? Because we don't probably want bees inside the library, or maybe perception check to see if they're supposed to be there, or anything like that.
I mean,
Yes,
nobody's using this area at the moment. They're not bothering anybody.
Yes, Elias, the little known library wasps. They're
But if you take a closer look at the nest, Elias, you notice that some of the paper used in its construction is moaning softly. And notice the title of a scroll, a treatise on the various communicative methods of non-vocally projecting entities.
We need that.
Well,
Oh.
This you don't think this one can be recovered. No amount of skill is going to get this back. The text itself has been smeared to illegibility, presumably by the scrits.
We should make note of that so that Teacher Ott knows that we did our best. But
Yeah. Yes, I don't think that even Teacher will be able to recover that.
I mean, we don't know unless we bring it to him, right?
exactly what I was thinking, Revy.
Yeah, why don't you go get it?
But after you, of course.
While they're squabbling, Rix will sidle up to Akina and say, so that's cool. That you are one of the Anadi. I think that is very neat.
Thank you. I wasn't exactly sure how that would go over, but I have found a number of my folk amongst the student body, and that made me more comfortable.
Yes, as I understand it, the Anadi have been unfairly persecuted for centuries. So I understand, as a result, that may have been a difficult. Well, you have just cause to be worried about people's reaction. Although I'm glad that you feel comfortable sharing this with us.
Yes, we are. The school might have put us together, but we're effectively a found family unit, I imagine, because we're going to be together for many, many years, and I didn't want to hide that for too long. It just hadn't come up organically.
Of course.
But I mean,
Well-
Greece, 2 legs. 8 legs are way better on unstable footing.
I imagine so, yes. Well, I am glad that you are in our found family. Glad to know you, Akina.
As I am you. What are we going to do about those wasps? They shouldn't be in the library. That's just bad.
Oh, hopefully hopefully Revi or Maruk have stopped squabbling and decided who's going to handle it.
Again, this
You
isn't
can
an
just summon a little
active.
dude.
This isn't an active library. No one is using this space. The wasps are not bothering anyone.
They're bothering Revi.
Also, I imagine we're going to turn this into a super cool fort like the kids in the movie It. With
Bad
their
plan.
what, having a super cool fort that no one knows about?
Remember what happened to the kids? The movie It.
Well, most of them grew up. One of them nobly sacrificed themselves so that the others would have a greater chance to survive, and most of them survived.
Okay, the movie is notably different.
Yeah, I wasn't
Got it.
I wasn't referencing the book at all.
I all of my knowledge is the book. Anyway, yes, bad idea building sacred forts in places you shouldn't. But
Okay, so maybe we don't need to worry about the wasps.
you don't necessarily need to worry about these wasps, no. And you've all been here long enough to know that even wasps are creatures deserving of your respect. At least sort of according to what the school teaches.
Maybe we could find like a beekeeper who could just move them somewhere else. Again, I really like this building. There's 4 fireplaces. It's super cool.
I'm sure we could tell somebody on grounds to of these wasps, and if they get to it, they get to it.
That sounds like a reasonable plan. And it looks like we've got at least one of the 5 books. Let's hope we can have a little bit more luck with the other 4. Perhaps not made it to a nest or home.
This scrit dead on the floor is wearing a bracer of missile deflection, singular.
That's not how those work, is it?
No, it's not.
Didn't do them very much good. That makes sense now.
Maybe we should look around. Maybe there's another one somewhere.
Yes, on one of the other scripts. So I
Yeah.
guess we got them down.
It is indeed on one of the other scripts.
They should have wonder twinned it.
Yeah, they should have stood much closer to each other and just sort of like held them together.
One of the other scripts is wearing the other bracer of missile deflection.
Gotcha.
You can take them.
I'll add that to our loot sheet. Gydra
Or re-
really didn't loop.
Bad Gydra.
My goodness.
What is your next course of action?
Look for our books that we need to collect.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking through these bookshelves in the main room?
Yes.
Sure.
Must
There
see if
are-
there's any books that are left over.
A lot. There's a lot to look through here. And after about 10 minutes of looking through the books here, I need to clear this because you need to make perception checks as some horrible bugs come streaming out of rooms to your south.
But I just got the music restarted.
You did. It's
No,
true.
You tell me
and
I
I-
gotta get battle
I
music
didn't-
ready, Nick?
And I didn't heal myself.
You had about 10 minutes worth of searching here.
Yeah, Rix would go ahead and make a medicine check on you to treat wounds if that's cool with you, Jet.
Sure.
Could even be during our, conversation that we had. So I'll attempt the DC 15. All right. You get 2d8. Am I remembering that? I have medicine
I
pulled
think
up.
it's
Tree
2d8.
wounds.
Yep, you nailed it. 2d8.
Yeah, nice. All right. have that 8 hit points back.
Hey, that's double what I had, so that's great. And I'll chug since it's 10 minutes. I'll chug an elixir, a minor elixir of life, because I just have 4 of those a day now.
Very nice.
That's pretty dope. All right.
Not plus 20, plus 2. There we go.
Other
That's good enough.
battle music coming right up.
Different battle music for a different battle. This library is just all kinds of dangerous. I tell you what. Because you are searching through books when these bugs just start streaming
Oh
into the room.
no! Oh, they're all so close to Rick's.
These bugs. And a couple of these bugs.
Oh my god! I just got. Oh, my skin is crawling, Nick.
I know. But these are perfect library encounters.
They are.
I have to ask what kind of libraries you're going to on a regular basis.
I mean, I'm just saying, these are perfect abandoned library encounters.
There you go. Okay.
Let me sort these in descending order. This giant silverfish down here is first. Let me give him a color. He will be red because he's first, and then his friend here will be blue, and the blue. There we go. And this other one over here will be green. But red is first. Oh, hi, Rix.
Yep. Yeah, Rick's is caught. Very distracted. I guess he is on top of this bookshelf. That's where I put his token.
Yep. He's like trying to climb up this bookshelf to look at a book on the top shelf, and this silverfish just comes up behind poor Rix.
And I have cover, as that one gremlin got cover.
Yes. Let me have a +2 to your AC, friend.
You are
13
kind
is
of-
probably a miss.
Yeah.
But a 16.
Would hit were it not for that cover of the bookshelf.
Well, good. Revy, you probably hear a scream from Rix.
Yeah. It's massive. It's a monster. What is it?
Oh god. That's a swarm, isn't it?
Because that is a swarm of, like, regular-sized silverfish.
Okay. Let's go help Rix. That's fine. Good call. I like that. Revy scampers across around the corner and does a knowledge check on Mr. Red.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
critical.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. So you will have your mastermind thing for a whole minute on these, right?
Yeah. Is that for
Um,
all of them or just that one? How does that work? I never.
You'll want to check your racket.
Yeah.
But you, this is a giant silverfish. Silverfish, it turns out, can grow as large as a pig, particularly in magic colleges and ancient vault libraries, where they terrify hapless students and destroy precious tomes. Popular academic lore attributes their unusual size to a steady diet of spellbooks. Turns out, when you feed silverfish spellbooks, they get huge, which is to say small, mechanically small. So they have a reaction called Wriggle. If it can see you when you target it with an attack, the giant silverfish gains a +2 circumstance bonus to AC against that attack, and it can step after the attack resolves. Other than that, it will bite you. It can eat up to 8 bulk of paper every day.
Wow, I don't like these. And then Revy will draw their short bow because I didn't have that out because I was looking at those.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
This swarm gonna swarm Makira, as swarms are wont to do. So swarm all over our snake friend, biting as they do. You get a basic fortitude save.
Basic fortitude save. The joke's on the swarm, of course. I'm not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with Megara.
It's true. You do save for half, so you take 2 piercing damage. And then it does it again. One more time. Another fortitude save, please.
Yes. I gotta fail one of these eventually, right? That's a 26.
That's a crit success. No damage at all for Megara. Giant silverfish, the blue, sees a Revi come around the corner, comes up here, in her face, and attempts a bite. Om nom nom. 25 to bite poor Revi.
Let's see. I have a thing, but not that kind of AC bumping thing. So yeah, that hits.
It does it crit?
No.
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 4 piercing damage. And then the 15 will miss Elias.
Okay. I am thumbing through the books with my shield out, but do not have my warhammer out, similar to Revi. So I will draw my weapon, move over to here, and make 1 strike against green.
All right.
So I kind of swing my hammer as hard as I can, right at that bug.
Oh no, that bug has no idea what's coming.
16
A 16 is a hit.
for 11 bug smooshing bludgeoning damage as I whack it with my fly swatter, bug swatter.
Squeesh. Not all the way squeesh, but it is a decent squeesh. All right, Akina. Jet, you're talking to yourself.
All I said was, man. I am going to step here, down 10 feet. Not step, but I'm striding over here, 10 feet. So I can see both Megara and Revi. And I am going to spend my remaining 2 actions casting Forbidding Ward on Megara.
All right.
So
Megara is wreathed in flame.
Yep, like flaming armor on top of...
Even more fire, yes!
Yeah. +1 to their armor class and their saves versus specifically that swarm.
I
Such
love
a glow
this.
snack.
What a glowing snack.
Silverfish the green does not like Elias trying to squish it. It should have done its reaction thing, and I forgot. Tries to bite with a 25. 3 piercing
that's
damage.
Success, yeah, 3. Youch.
And then an 8 will miss, and then it will fish for crits, which it gets, because an 18 will hit normally, right?
18 does not hit normally, no.
Oh, so it just hits, not a crit with its natural 20. For
That's not good.
3 piercing damage. Well, it was attack 3. Map. 3 piercing damage. Rix.
All right,
Ruth will
Rick.
say-
If you would like to clamber up to the top of that bookshelf, I will let you do that with a move action.
I thought I was already on top of it.
Oh, I narratively said that you were like climbing the bookshelf. It's a small-sized creature, but if you would like to be all the way on top,
Okay.
that's also
And
fine.
that was what I had in mind, only because I had just placed myself there.
Yes, you may be all the way on the top.
Okay, thank
maybe
you.
you were looking for books the scrits hadn't completely destroyed yet.
Yeah, that was kind of what I envisioned. Thank you very much. You are kind of benevolent, GM.
I know.
So Rix will call out to Megara and begin spinning a tale. This is something that he picked up at level 2 as a folklorist. So you tell a story designating one of your allies, but not yourself, as the hero of the story, and one enemy as the villain. Both must be within 60 feet. The hero gains a +1 status bonus to attack rolls and saving throws against the villain until the start of your next turn. You can and then it goes on to say you can spend an action each round on your turn to continue spinning the tale for a total of 1 minute.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, it's really neat and super flavorful, and I love it. And it's partially what I built Rix's, mechanics around, because I just love the flavor of this. So, Rix begins talking, speaking to Megara of a story that we've perhaps told before or even acted out. And I set Megara as the hero of this story and the Swarm as the villain. And this will be one action. Second action will be an act together. So Megara will take a single step, and Rix will cast Boost Eidolon.
Is
And
it possible
then-
for that step to be up to here?
I don't believe so, only because of the nature of the bookshelves, right, Nick?
Step up to where?
Just move into this square.
Yeah, no, there's a bookshelf there.
Conversely, if I could also just have Megara move over here. Is that agreeable to you, Leif?
I'm looking to make a line here.
Oh, sorry.
How much do you know about it?
No. I will stay.
Now someone could knock all these bookshelves over. Like, just push them.
That's too chaotic for Megara. I'm going to have Megara step over there and then take a single bite with my final action. We'll see how these fangs do. We have a +1 to this and a +2 to that. An 18 to hit.
An 18 will absolutely hit that swarm, yes.
Nice. 12 points of piercing damage to that swarm, which, if I know anything about swarm player knowledge,
Is reduced, but the swarm has few enough hit points that it still disperses as Megara bites at it.
Oh, nice. Oh, well. Excellent, Megara. You're supposed to let the story play out a little longer, my friend, but nonetheless, good fighting. That's our turn.
There were a lot of bookshelves in your way.
I think Maruk did not get spoken over the mic. Like it got cut out.
Oh, Maruk.
My end actually cuts out pretty frequently, and it's actually getting annoying, and I need to figure out what's causing this problem. But for now, Maruk is going to go ahead and move up. He's just kind of thumbing through a book that sounded interesting and heard a bunch of clamoring and clashing, and he's just, what's all this then? What's happening? And he's just going to kind of saunter over here, and then see a giant bug and say, oh, that's disgusting. Looks
I love it.
most disagreeable. Oh, and I can move that last. Hold on, was that? Stuck in the wall. Stuck in the wall.
Don't be in a wall. Bad place to be.
Okay, good. I can move to there. And then he's going to look at the grub over there and say, you, return to the grave. 18 to hit?
18 will hit.
It is sickened 1 if it's not immune to that sort of thing.
Oh, how rude. All
We love
right.
season 1.
Second one is great. Silverfish the Red. Do these things have a... Oh, they do. They have a climb speed. Climbs the bookshelf! To be on top with Rix.
Give it another one.
Yes,
It is
it's
bigger than you.
fixated on me.
It's bigger than you. You look delicious. Are you sure you're not made of paper? And it noms Rix, or attempts to nom Rix with a 26.
That is a crit.
It's 10 piercing damage.
Ouch.
And then we'll try one more time to nom you, but that's only a 10. Revy.
Megara hisses from the ground.
Excuse me. All right. So it looks like it is all creatures of that type for the whole minute. So that's exciting. It just says, I think, someone else read it just to make sure, but.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
But Revy is going to aim an arrow up at red above blue, and
You know that their bellies are particularly squishy.
yeah, they are. I'm aiming for that squishy belly.
A 17 is a hit.
So, and he's flat-footed, so he gets that sneak attack, so 4 damage.
Nice.
And we'll do another one at red. Oh, blue's right there. but I have penalties if I hit blue. So, yep, red and red again.
Oh, nice. 18 is in fact an actual crit. 20 is not quite. So 7 for the second hit there. And then you've got 5 that, and that killed it. It falls off the bookshelf with a scream. Silverfish. The blue attempts to nom on Revy.
Yeah.
And 11 will miss, I'm sure. A 10 will also miss. Fish regrets 9 is a miss. Elias.
I think I'm going to do it. So Elias takes his warhammer, starts swinging around, and he's going to. It's going to light on fire as he slams it into this little worm creature as hard as he can as he casts a spell strike through produce flame. So I've been rolling pretty well. I'm due for a miss. That could be this one, but it also could not. We'll see. I rolled a 15 against it.
That is a hit.
Okay, for 11 damage, some of which is fire.
Squeesh.
All right, and then I'm going to slowly, very slowly, plod this direction.
Clank, clank, clank.
Clank, 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 clank. All right, that's my turn.
Akita.
I'm allowing Forbidding Ward to fade. Then stepping right next to Revy. And then with my remaining actions, I'm casting Bless, which is a 5-foot emanation, giving any of my allies in that emanation a +1 to attack.
All right.
And I believe I possibly provoke an attack of opportunity because I'm casting a spell adjacent to a creature, but I don't know if they have one.
They do not.
I hope they're not fighter silverfish. So Rix is going to say to Megara, all right, there's one left. This is actually a good vantage point. Megara, hisses, and Beast's Charge is in here. And so loops around the corner, slithers past Akina and Revy, and gets into flanking position against Blue. Rix, meanwhile, casts Boost Eidolon, of course, and Megara will take a bite with his fangs.
This time we'll remember to wriggle. Taking a +2, that's not going to matter. That's still going to hit.
Is it a crit versus flat-footed?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's see. It is.
Yes! Rix is having silverfish for dinner tonight because that is fatal D10 is 22 points of damage.
No! Yes, Megara just bites that silverfish right in half. It's dead.
Oh my god. That's wonderful. It's really gross. Silverfish are super gross, but I'm just excited that Megara got a crit because fatal is such a fun property.
Yeah. The silverfish are now dead. You are free to continue your search of this main room. Go ahead.
I should say, Elias pretends loudly to look through the books again to trigger the next combat. Oh, I would sure hate if another creature popped out as I look through these books.
Warhammer in hand.
Yes.
Also, I don't want to let it slide by. That silverfish that went after Rix, it was Rixated.
Ha ha.
Yes, that was a good one.
Terrible. Nothing else pops out as you continue to poke through the books here. You do find a scroll of negate aroma and a scroll of fairy fire among the books here. It takes a couple of hours to go through these books, but none of Takulu's books are here.
None of them except that one that was turned into a hornet's nest.
Well, that was over here in B7, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Searching.
Different rooms specifically.
Yes.
Okay.
You're searching the main room here, B1.
Okay.
So that handout is just a generic level 2 spell scroll and a generic level 1 spell scroll.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah,
It gives you the details for like price and all that stuff, but it does not tell us anything about the spell.
rude. They are Fairy Fire and Negate Aroma.
Fairy Fire might be my favorite spell in the game, just in case anybody's pulling for a personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fairy Fire.
I've put them in chat.
Yeah, we've got them in our loot sheet, so we can look those up when we need them. All right. It should be known, Rix tried to patch himself up using medicine, rolled a natural 1. So
Rix, no, here, let me help.
He did 5 points of damage to himself, bringing himself down to 13 hit points.
Here, let me help. There we go. Because I have natural medicine, so that's actually a 31.
I'll take.
Nice.
You actually can't treat wounds. He's immune for an hour, I think.
Oh, I forgot about that. But you're beat
you
up.
can do that to me. Yeah, I was gonna say. I would hate for that to go to waste.
Yeah.
Might as well use
And
it.
I have a plus 10 to that, so I was not counting the natural medicine. I was going to shoot for the higher difficulty. Actually, I should have said that first.
You should.
That raises a very interesting point. Rix is immune to to treat wounds for an hour, but Megara hasn't been treated yet, even though we share the same hit point pool.
We should poke that and see what the meta is.
Could poke that, but it's also like there's more risk being two-body. We'll poke it. We'll poke it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the meantime, you spend a couple of hours searching this main room. You find those 2 scrolls, but no other books. Where would you like to look next?
That was B3 that we were just in.
The main room.
This is the main room, B1.
Oh, the main room. Okay. Let's check B3. Maruk's right next to it.
Oh, yes. Oh, I revealed the B3 when I revealed the monsters, huh?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, that's fine. You could check that one next. Going into that room that the silverfish came out of, this moist room has heaps of partially chewed books and scattered papers, many of which have been pulped and mashed into strange nest-like shapes. A crack in the wooden wall drips with moisture and is covered with a profusion of mold. The silverfish you have murdered. The books, looking through them, are all on the same research topic. Potential positive uses for spells considered evil by the world at large. It seems that someone was building to a thesis by studying these texts, but left off the research a long time ago. Many of the books have gruesome subject matter, detailing evil spells and their effects in vivid detail. Perhaps best that the insects layering here destroyed so many of them. However, Maruk in particular probably is the one to notice that the research notes here contain a limited version of the Create Undead ritual, useful for creating zombies of 2nd level or lower.
Wow.
Maruk takes that and slips it into his robes.
We all see it.
Yeah.
Oh, but do you?
I mean, what's your thievery look like versus these guys?
He crinkles a bunch of the papers as he's stuffing them in there, and it's really loud.
Rick sees, Elias sees,
Hina sees.
Revi sees. I was rolling them.
I see.
Maruk coughs as he picks it up, so we all look at him.
Yeah, they all see you. Just put this in your pocket.
I mean, you play with skeletons. I mean, that's sort of your thing, Maruk. I mean, as long as you're not hurting anybody.
That won't even be the weirdest thing I see today. I'm sure of it, Maruk.
Revi just kind of raises a brow.
It's one of those things that's never been confirmed. Like, for the longest time, Akina, you guys didn't know Akina could turn into a spider. Like, Maruk was doing magic and spiders kept popping up, and we weren't 100% certain that Maruk was doing it.
Skeletons.
Spiders.
Yeah.
But there are none of Teacher Rott's books in this room.
All All right. Why not the room to the north then? You can check this room out too.
The room to the north here seems to have served as a staging area for someone's attempts to organize the collection. Several books sit open on one desk with notes next to them atop scrolls with long lists. The other two desks precariously hold several stacks of books and closed boxes. More boxes overflowing with books sit on the floor nearby as if still waiting to be sorted.
Does it look like someone's been here recently? Like this is an ongoing thing? Like someone's doing this currently?
No.
Okay.
It's, again, long ago. But it looks
Gotcha.
like somebody was trying to sort of sort things here.
What's down here? As Elias is like, we'll go north. Akina just wandered south.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Oh, interesting. When I do the token actions on Megara, it just rolls Rick's again. Oh, I have a macro for perception, so I can just click on your tokens and roll perception.
Weird.
And well, Megara represents Rick's because that's the way to tie your HP together.
Oh, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
So Megara's doesn't quite work for anything that's separate from Rick's.
Oh, sorry about that. Summoners be weird.
Summoners be weird. That's it. Anyway, what are you guys doing in this organization station room?
Rix is flitting up to the desks with his effervescent wings, sort of studying titles and whatnot.
Revy will start digging into one of the boxes.
Yes. Looking at there's like a inventory on one of the desks, Rick's. The only one of Teacher Rott's books listed is The Worlds Between Worlds. 5 of its 6 volumes have been relocated to a southeast room, which notably is the door Akina just opened. It is jammed with simple beds and frames. They're precariously stacked, as if arranged to simply keep them out of the way. Dusty boxes are shoved beneath them.
Let's dig through those boxes.
Sure. Digging through the boxes, you find volumes 1, 3, 5, and 6 of The Worlds Between Worlds, but not volume 2.
You said 1, 3, 5, and 6, so we're missing
1, 3, 5, and 6.
So we're missing 4 and 2.
You're missing 4 and 2.
Those are the two weakest in the series, in my opinion.
Hey guys, I found a bunch of these books that we were looking for. Missing a couple still. Also,
and you find a bracelet of dashing.
Ooh.
Searching through the boxes as well.
Hey Elias, you might want this.
You guys still have a couple more rooms to check, but I think we will move on to those next week, because we are at time, friends.
Before we go anywhere, because I forgot something, because I have a new class feature, can I give Rix 2 elixirs of life, like minor elixirs of life, which would be 2d6 healing?
Yes.
So I do not forget that. There.
Much appreciated.
7 hit points. That's all
There you go.
Thank you.
I
Yeah, I mean, we're probably spending enough time to search that I could probably then spend, some time healing myself too. But we can worry about that.
Yes, by the time you're gonna spend some time searching through these rooms. Before we wrap, though, real quick, how do your characters feel about today's events? Jet?
Akina's feeling pretty good. She turned into a giant spider and no one freaked out, and Rix was actually excited about it. So things
Nice.
are looking all right.
Joel, what about Elias?
Elias is feeling good. He's kind of freaked out that his friend turned into a spider, but he thinks he hit it well. No, I'm kidding. He is feeling very confident in his new armor. This is like the first time he's gotten face to face with a non-swarm creature that tried to lay into him, and he knows he's slow now, but he feels like he's pretty sturdy out there, and he's feeling pretty confident in his newfound armor.
Kat, what about Revy?
Revy just found an abandoned library, and has a new goal in life. And that might be to be the master of this library. I guess that's called a librarian. Huh, how about that?
Is changing her major to library science.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
So, yeah, that's about it.
Tom, what about Rix?
Rix is happy for Akina for two reasons. He's also happy for himself because Rix is, like he said, happy that Akina was able to, trust them and show this part of her life to them. And also because Rix loves knowing secrets. This is one of the things that Rix shares with me, along with being an oldest child. So Rix loves knowing things, and this is a juicy, cool thing to know. It's also like a perfectly normal thing for Akina, and that's cool. But Rix likes the confidence, being in Akina's confidence. So, yeah.
Aww. And Leif, what about Maruk?
Maruk was at first a little humiliated, having crawled around in the grease for a while, and then annoyed by the destruction of books. But right now he is the wheels are turning in his mind. He has found something that's going to aid in his quest for knowledge.
But there's a shiny new ritual, is what I'm putting in my notes.
Yeah.
Ritual.
Which, for no particular reason, did it specify what type of undead?
Up to level 2.
Which is still better than the ones you can summon right now.
Say that again?
Which is better than the ones you can summon right now, at the very least. Because isn't it Animate Dead level 1, half CR or something?
Yeah, level 1 is you can only summon level 0 undead.
Yeah, so.
Or -1.
Well, and create undead makes permanent undead.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Like T-Rexes?
Like T-Rexes, yes.
Well,
okay,
level 2.
It is the thing that Nyx used to make undead T-Rex.
A level 2 T-Rex, then.
Jeez.
Yeah, something like that. So now Maruk can cause some real trouble. As one does.
Maruk's gonna have an entourage.
Yeah, that does tend to be what necromancers do. After
We're
a
gonna
while.
make you out necromancy.
Oh, hacking necromancers. There's somebody, who can take some time to teach you about this. Who probably knows a lot more than you. Maybe you'll meet them if you ever miss a session.
Who can say, I do need a secondary caster?
You do. And I know where you can find a very powerful one. A couple of them, actually. So with that, we'll wrap up for the day. As always, I'd like to thank Paizo for the wonderful content, for publishing our favoriteest system, at least my favorite system. Well, it's up there. One of my favorite systems. Particularly Alexandra Busian and Eleanor Farron for this book, Kindled Magic. I'd like to thank Enicola for our character art. She's at Enicola on Twitter. Hit her up for your own fantastic character commissions. Tom, who do we have to thank for the music today?
We have, of course, Dark Fantasy Studios' Dance of Death, as well as Tabletop Audio's Cry Havoc and Rivertown. the dulcet tones of Rivertown, which you are listening to right now, all played on Hydra, the Discord bot.
We love Rivertown. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I think Rivertown's sort of like, that's the sound
This is
for
the sound.
Strength of Thousands. Yeah, until we, change venues. If we change venues, who knows?
True. Jet, what's coming up this week on Rise of the Star-Lords?
As I believe I said the last time we were together, we're going to continue that Jorgen Fest.
Jorgen Fest Part 2.
Yeah, work responsibilities prevented us from playing this week for, a number of us
Yes.
had work responsibilities, but no one's told me of anything new, and I haven't come across anything new preventing us from playing Thursday, so we should be on.
See you all there. Fingers crossed. Everybody cross your fingers and hold your breath that we will all be here on Thursday. As always, we need more icebreaker questions. If you're not already on our Discord, the link is below or in the show notes, depending on where you're consuming our wonderful media. Come over to Discord. The link for icebreaker questions is in feedback and the welcome channel. Give us more. Ask about these characters' backstories and the Rise of the Star-Lords characters' backstories. We love good icebreaker questions. Also, if you're on our Discord, another great reason to come join us is we hang around after the show to talk about things like Doctor Who. Apparently, the new name for the after party is the Doctor Who Fancast. So come join us, talk about Doctor Who and necromancers, and correct us on rules if we got them wrong. We love to hear what you have to say. We will be popping over there right after this. Without further ado, say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
We'll see you next week for episode 7, which I haven't named yet, but I totally will, I promise. Until then, may your allies roll 20s and your enemies roll 1s. Stay nerdy out there, folks.